guys, I'm so glad you're joining us for Summit Kids this morning. It's different. Some of you might be on your couches, some of you might be in your pajamas, but it's going to be so fun. I'm excited. We're going to learn about Jesus. Why are you scared?
There's spiders in my hair.
Why?
I opened the packet like this, and they all fell out.
That's so funny. The spiders are just for a game. Everyone got them. It's okay. You don't have to be scared.
Oh.
You might want to go get them all out, though.
Probably.
You know what else is in your packet? The memory verse. Mega Bear, can you bring it in? Thank you. This is Mega Bear. He's my friend. He's going to help us out this morning. Mega Bear, let's find it. I'm glad there's no spiders. Mega Bear, can you show them the verse? Thank you, Mega Bear. Let's read it together. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Thank you, Mega Bear. A few of you guys sent in videos of you saying the verse, so let's watch it.
Strong and courageous. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord will be with you wherever you go. Ow.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9.
Be strong and courageous. Don't be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9.
Weren't those memory verses great? They did a great job. We really enjoyed watching those. And we're looking forward to seeing what you guys send us next week. Before we get too much further into this, let's talk about what we're talking about. So when we talk about it, we know what we're talking about, right? All right. We're talking about this week about being bold because Jesus is with you. Now, last week, I asked you guys to think of a Bible story where someone was bold, somebody that walked on water. Do you figure out who that was? Well, watch this video and see if your guess was right.
Stories of the Bible. Peter walks on water. This is Peter.
Hey-o! Whoop!
Peter was a fisherman who was called by Jesus.
Hey!
Peter saw the many miracles of Jesus,
Whoa!
and he heard all his teachings. Great crowds followed Jesus wherever he went. One day after Jesus had done a great miracle, he sent the disciples in a boat across the lake while he stayed and sent the people home.
See ya!
Hi, Jesus.
After sending them home, Jesus went up into the hills by himself to pray. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!"
Hold on there.
But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." So Jesus said, "Yes, come." So Peter went over the side of the boat
Whoa! You're awesome!
and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves,
Whoa!
he was terrified and began to sink.
Baby, help me!
"Save me, Lord!" he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. Jesus said, "You have so little faith. Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshiped him and said, "You really are the Son of God."
Wasn't that a great Bible story? I loved how Peter was bold and he stepped out of that boat. But you know what I liked even better was how Jesus didn't let Peter sink. You know, that story of boldness it reminds me of another story. It reminds me of when Deborah was only 6 years old, and me and her went to this place where they had a zip line. Now, when we get there, and I look at the zip line, and I see how high this thing is, I start getting really nervous. I was a little scared when I saw this thing. When I saw how high, it was really high and really long. And I tell Deborah right away, hey, Deborah, it'd be completely fine. If you didn't climb up there, if you didn't want to do this thing, I would be all right. It would be completely fine. But you know what she said? She said, Dad, this is great. I'm going to love it. I went, okay. So they put these harnesses on us, and we start walking up the stairs. And as we're getting higher and higher, with each level, I look down at Deborah, and I go, Deborah, you sure you want to do this? Because I'm looking at you, and you look like you might be a little scared, a little bit nervous. And she's like, Dad, what? No, this is great. This is wonderful. We go up the next level, and we're even higher. And I'm looking down, and we're getting higher, and it's getting scarier. And I'm like, Deborah, I'm pretty sure you're starting to get nervous right now, right? You're getting scared because we're kind of high up. And Deborah's like, I'm loving this, Dad. We get to the top platform, and they hook me up to the zip line. They hook her up to the zip line. And I look over to Deborah, and I'm about to tell her, Deborah, it's okay if you don't. And she's like bold. And she goes running for the edge, and she jumps off, and she goes flying down. And I'm watching her slide down that thing, and I go, that was my little girl. My 6-year-old girl jumping off that. I can't let her beat me. I'm going to do it too. So I go running, I jump off too. Just like Deborah, each one of us, we can be bold too. Just think, you have a friend or a family member that's not feeling well. They're having a bad day. Maybe they're sick, or they're just having a rough time. It could be a buddy of yours. It could be all kinds of different things. But you feel like you're supposed to be bold and pray for them. But you're a little nervous. You know what? Just be bold. Step out of the boat. Walk over to them and just say, can I pray for you? And just like how Jesus didn't let Peter sink, he won't let you sink either. He'll be with you in those moments. I hope this week that you really enjoy those packets that we sent you. And I look forward to seeing you next week. We love you, and we're praying for you.